What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here. Hey man, before we get into anything in this video, make sure that you like and share it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get all updates. Hit the post notification bell. Alright y'all, let's get into it. Alright y'all, let's get into this whole Freddie Gibbs situation, man. His ex-girlfriend, I guess now baby mother, adult film star Destiny. She goes by the name The Fit Mommy. She came out and I guess announced that they're no longer together, that she's now taking care of a child on her own. And she basically gave details talking about the entire process of how she got to this place. She even talked about how she was involved in that whole jumping that took place out there in Buffalo when, you know, the folks supporting Griselda and Benny the Butcher got a hold on Freddie and they put the paws on him. She was also involved in that fight. She also got hands and feet put on her, unfortunately, by a group of guys. There's even a photo that's been released that she has in this whole series of tweets that she put out showing that she was squaring up with the dude, trying to protect herself in this situation. I hate that she had to go through that, and it's crazy to think that the man that she was dealing with is what actually caused that situation, and for folks to not even give her amnesty in that situation to walk out. She had to get laid out also, and her chain got snatched. All those things aside, we'll get to that down the line, but she says she gave the entire story on how she met Benny and how everything transpired to where she is today. So she says, so y'all remember when I dated Freddie Gibbs, right? Well, let's talk about it. She says, me and Freddie met in 2020 when he slid into my DMs on Instagram. And for the record, he always knew I was an adult film star and was very supportive. This is a very big key here because a lot of people have tried to shame him and her for the fact that she's an adult film star. There's even one of Freddie Gibbs' other baby moms who reached out to her and tried to shame her at some point in a series of audio messages that we'll get to. This was an ongoing thing. A lot of people were lusting after this girl. A lot of people liked this girl. But there were also a lot of people that were like, I can't believe Freddie Gibbs is dating an adult film star. It is what it is. As it pertained to the conversation of them having children, she said that they would constantly and frequently talk about it. It was something that they both wanted throughout the duration of their relationship. However, when she actually let him know that she was pregnant, the entire scope of their relationship changed. He began to get distant. He stopped texting and calling her as much. She wasn't able to find out what he had going on. Shit got a little real. She uploaded text messages of her and Freddie Gibbs talking about the possibility of them having a child, potential names, how they spoke about their future and what that was going to look like with them buying a home in Indiana, raising children or child around his family and her family, having a balanced lifestyle, you know what I mean, bringing positive means into his life because of all of the things that he's endured and seen in his life. It's kind of crazy to think that she was so supportive of him, and as soon as he found out she was pregnant, he dipped. But, you know, niggas gonna be niggas. Niggas gonna nig. She talked about how she accompanied him on many of his tours, going overseas, and that, you know, she had a previous child as well, and how both her and the father of her other child share custody, and that they do a 1 week at a time thing. 1 week the child spends with her, the next they spend with the father. So anytime that she was with Freddie Gibbs, you know, traveling or anything like that, it was during the time when she was away from her child legally. Piggybacking off of the fact that she was traveling with him overseas, she said after we got back from Europe, his stateside tour had started. Everything was good until we got jumped in Buffalo, New York. Here's me fighting, looking thick in the orange. Freddie is in the back in the green. So as you can see in this photo, there's a man in front of her that she's squared up, about to serve him with a left, but he's got his right hand cocked as well to try and slug her out. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Not sure why she said she was looking thick in the orange. I guess that's just her humor. Some people try to laugh to break away from the pain, try to overcome things. I'm not going to judge her on that, but I didn't really like seeing it. From that moment, she says everything changed. That day really changed everything for me. I ended up having to get a prescription for Xanax because I was so paranoid. I was having nightmares. It was horrible. I felt like I was going crazy at times. Then one of his baby mamas, who I've never met and never even spoken to, started sending me voice memo threats talking about the fight that I was literally involved in, trying to pull people off of him. Be effing for real. This is where stuff gets a little shifty for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play some of the audio of this baby mom. You know, one of Freddie Gibbs' baby moms who reached out to this lady. And she is being very vindictive, being very combative, making threats, talking about she gonna whoop her ass if she ever see her. All of this type of stuff. They had no type of relationship between Miss Destiny and the other lady. You can see in the DMs there is one previous interaction, but she says you're good in my book. But apparently after that fight took place, she was no longer good. She's threatening her. She's basically taunting her, saying, I don't want Freddie. I could have him if I wanted him, but I turned him down. I left him, blah, 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 blah. But all of it sounds like the rhetoric of a woman scorned who's mad at the fact that she's no longer in that point position. She can say she don't worry about him all she wants, but just listen to this BS.
Understand something. I don't need to talk with you on no social media. I'll talk to you to your motherfucking face. You're the one that's scary, okay? I don't want Freddie Gibbs, babe. I stopped him, and that's why you're in a relationship. I told him that his dick don't get all the way hard. He popped out and got in a relationship with you because I don't want to have sex with him. You're welcome. I don't want that nigga. I've been in a relationship for years. I'm okay, girl. I'm good. The problem is that you're retweeting videos of my baby father being in a fucking fight enough to instigate some shit that's already going on. That's why I don't fucking like you, because you're weird and you're thirsty for clout and there's something wrong with you. That's why I don't like you, bitch. You can play this shit for him if you want to, because he's so fucking retarded. He think that me going at you and talking to him, he think that I'm sending you this message because I'm in love with him. Bitch, I don't want him. I could have him if I want him. All I gotta do is be nice. The nigga was just FaceTiming me the other night for my attention, bitch. He want me. He loved me to fucking death. Been loving me for years, bitch. You're welcome. I gave up on that nigga, so he's yours now. But what you won't do is sit up here and get my baby father killed playing on the internet, bitch. And I don't like you. And when I see you, you're gonna get touched. Understand that, bitch. You maybe what 130 pounds, bitch. I'll knock your ass out in one punch. Don't play with me, ho. That man pays my bills. Him being on the road pays my bills. And you instigating shit, fuck that up for me. Okay? You being weird and unnecessary, fuck up for me. That's why I don't like you. You fuck my money. That's why. I don't about that nigga, but I do want him to finish him shows and pay these bills. Now quit playing with me. And if I ever see you in California, ho, I'm stumping you out. Understand that. Understand that. Know that. You're so tough and you want to be in beef and you want to retweet fights and instigate shit like it's not real and it don't affect other people's lives. Come to California and I'll beat your ass myself because I don't like you. Understand that. It has nothing to do with the nigga. It's you and your character. You're weird and you need a fucking therapist, bitch. You do. ASAP. Where the fuck is your child? He's so busy talking about my child in Texas. Ain't you leaving your child on somebody to go run behind a nigga in New York? He just got his fucking ass beat and you need to be home with your motherfucking daughter. If it's not running behind niggas sucking dick on film, you running behind rappers. Your daughter is not a priority in your life, bitch. Gather it together, ho. Get it together.
There's no way on God's green earth you're going to tell me that this is the voice, this is the type of language, this is the type of conversation of a woman who's not scorned, of a woman not checking in on the whereabouts of Freddie Gibbs and his relationship, trying to see what's going on. She's trying to pit herself in between the two of them. She's trying to make it seem like Freddie Gibbs is in the wrong in some form or fashion, which clearly he was, because this lady still to this day believes that they have some sort of connection that Freddie Gibbs is still trying to linger about. If you're indeed in a relationship, the person that you're with should not be supporting this type of behavior either. There's a lot of other tweets that go in between here where they talked about potentially being married. There's interactions of I love yous and, other interactions of talking about potential children. But she finally came around December 12th of 2022 and she took a pregnancy test. She said that it was faintly positive. She said she was supposed to get her period on the 13th, so she was right around 4 weeks pregnant when she found out. She said, when I told Freddie, his tone immediately changed. I let a few days go by because he was in Chicago with his family for the holidays, but I also knew we had to continue this conversation. As you can see within these texts, Freddie is like, my head is spinning. We'll work it out though, no matter what. So all of that enthusiasm that he had previously was now deflated. Now he seemed like he was in a situation where the walls were closing in and he was suffocating. So much so that she apologized herself, like she had done something wrong. He says, I don't know what to think right now, but I'm going to figure it out. I always do. She continues and says that, I've been trying to give you your space. I know you're dealing with your kids out there, but ever since I told you about this, I really don't hear from you. He says, I miss you. That's not the case, but I've been trying to soak up this time and be off my phone. You already know when a nigga starts saying he's soaking up time, not spending time on his phone, he definitely avoiding your ass. He says mentally still trying to get a hold of it and keep it together in front of everybody. Then he starts saying, I can barely pull together the 3 children I already got. Where was this energy when she first started talking about it? You was all for it. You talking about baby names, naming them Penny after Penny Hardaway. Now the tone completely changed. You went from a baritone to a tenor. She continues. Shortly after this, we had to go to Australia, and I could tell he was avoiding the conversation. One night we went to the club, and he was like, I know we have some shit to figure out when we get home. It was a 2-week tour, but I decided to leave after 1 week. The energy and vibe just wasn't right. She got up out of there and started trying to figure out what life was going to look like on her own. She says, I needed to get home, find out how far along I was, etc. So I flew home and a couple weeks went by. When Freddie got home from Australia, we talked again in person. He was telling me how he wasn't ready for a child, quote unquote, this and that. Whole time, I'm just confused. The next morning, he had to go to New York for Jimmy Fallon, and I told him if he wants me to abort, I'm not going to continue to be in a relationship with him. He cried, I cried. That was the end of that. So she went to the clinic thinking she was 9 weeks. She was actually 12 weeks. At that moment, she said she saw the little baby moving around in her stomach. And at that moment, it was very clear that she could not go through with it. She says, after that, we broke up. I turned his phone off because I was paying his phone bill. Why on earth is she paying his phone bill when he is a rapper? Consistently touring rapper. He's not just somebody hanging out at cookouts and performing at bars and grills. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is a touring rapper, record sales. I think he has a record deal at this point, paying his phone bill. She continues, he never checked on me after said procedure, quote unquote. Never called to confirm if I went through with it. I just simply never heard from him again. He straight ghosted her. She says, I reached out to him, his manager, his assistant, and no one will respond. I feel like I've done my part, kept it real, and this is the thanks I get. Noted. I no longer want a response, no bad blood. I'm going to be just fine, but I had to speak my truth. Gangsta Gibbs, you got some splaining to do out here, man. I mean, I'm quite sure you'll never address it. You might do an interview with somebody like Bootleg Kev and talk about it one day in the future. But hey, man, take care of your kids, man. Talk to the lady. Have a sit down with her. You know what I mean? She says she's not going to try to act like the relationship was perfect, but what's the deal, bro? Do you feel like she set you up when y'all talked about this for so long? Or was the sweet nothings really just nothing? Hey, man, I ain't judging you. I'm just talking about it, okay? Let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments, man. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. This shit wild, man. Hey, it's too many rappers out here not taking care of their kids, man. Why you have them in the first place if you ain't want them? Don't tell me you slipped up, because y'all need to be a little bit more conservative with how you moving in these streets if you don't want to end up with a child. Straight like that. All right, y'all. Peace. Beautiful people, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed the content. Make sure that you're liking and sharing these videos. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the post notification bell so you get all updates. For all of my artists, my artist managers, songwriters, producers, etc. If you need a little bit of extra help with your career, man, make sure that you visit pengameelite.com, okay? That's my website and my community for all upcoming rising music creators. I got 2 books on there, the Pen Game Portfolio Volume 1 and 2. They're going to give you a lot of insights into the music industry, how to monetize your career, how I make my money off of music, because I am a full-time artist outside of doing YouTube videos. If you need some direct help, you can also book a consultation with me on the Pen Game Elite website. And I also have a Pen Game Elite membership. The free tier gives you access to all of these videos that I post on YouTube and a community of people where you can engage. But I do have the membership plus, okay? You can join that for $50 a month or $500 a year, and I will actually go in and do all of the grunt work for you. If you're not registering your songs on your PROs, if you're not with Song Trust or the MLC, if all your collection agencies and all of that stuff are not up to par or up to date, I will go in there and update all of that for you. If you need help uploading your music to a distributor like DistroKid, United Masters, etc., and you've been making mistakes, you've been claiming content ID on material that you really don't own, hey man, stop stealing people's money. If you do this stuff the right way, you're gonna make it anyway, okay? You can join the membership plus, and again, I will do the work for you, and you're gonna get a free consultation every month just for joining. You're also gonna get the 2 books for free soon as you join the membership plus. All right, much love and respect. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.